Hello and good day to you, my beautiful friends. I do hope you are well. Welcome to episode 34 of Cross Button VR. Whoop whoop! Yeah. Oh god, here we go. A show for those who want to share in our newfound enthusiasm for the world of VR. Now, I'm your host, Laurie, but for anyone that is just not really paying attention usually, I just want to let you know that we are part of the Cross Players. So, if you like what you hear, remember to check out thecrossplayers.com for links to all of our content and our Discord, and definitely on all your podcast catchers, check out Crosscast, and you can hear these two guys every week. Now, it is a pleasure to be joined once again by two of the most in-person influencers in the metaverse. It is Ben and Alex.
Hello.
Hello. Now, guys, people have been saying we don't know which is which. So for anyone that's not sure, this is Ben.
Hello.
And this is Alex. Alex is the Scottish one.
Hello there.
Hello there. That's Lewis. We are here. We are here in person, and we are at, as you can see from our background, EGX in London. And yeah, how are we doing, guys?
Good. It's weird, isn't it?
It
Being
is
this big
doing
old
this podcast in person.
echoey room.
Yep. Yep.
With all the fans watching in the back.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Crossbone fans at the back there.
Yep. Room full of people there.
I'll add in some clapping.
Yeah.
Post.
Nice.
Good.
Magic Erasing once again comes to our rescue. But yeah, so you guys, you've been here one day today.
Yeah.
You didn't come yesterday.
No,
Alex, you've been here all
2
week.
days,
You've been here all week. They only opened yesterday, but you've been here all week. So, and what do you think? What do you think of the show?
It's a big improvement over the last couple of years, I would say.
Yeah.
I think post-pandemic has been a bit
Slow.
dead, to be completely honest.
So we've been here for the last few years, and it's been fun. All of us meeting up and fun. But it's definitely a shift back into the AAA spaces.
Yes.
Welcome back now. And I bet the organisers are mighty relieved that
Yeah,
that's the case.
yeah.
Because, it feels like they're now being helped, given a lift up by Nintendo being here, most obviously.
Exactly. Nintendo and Sega, slap bang in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. It's
Stalwarts
healthy.
of the industry, historical.
Exactly.
They're back here in force.
The big two, as they say.
The big two.
Yep.
They are. Yeah.
Very cool. Enjoying it. Obviously, nice to see you guys in person.
It's lovely to be together.
Doesn't happen
At
that often.
last.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. And so, again, what's been your highlight of what you've played?
Anything, not just VR.
Yeah.
I would probably say, although we did just play that new Prince of Persia that's coming out, that was quite good. But Persona 5 Tactica. I'm a big Persona 5 fan. I am a big Tactics fan. So, would you believe it? Really enjoyed that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
It's the essence of the Ben game.
It is.
The essence of a Benga.
Distill me and put me into a game, that would be it. So, yeah, looking forward to that one. And Game Pass day one. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
If anyone needs any more reasons, check that game out.
there you
Game
go.
Pass day one.
Yep.
And Ben, it's fair to say that EGX this week, you have been trying your best to blag certain things. You share with our listeners some of your successes.
Why are you bringing this up? I
Slight
wasn't
lag.
expecting this. No, we've got some free drinks, we've got some free food. I've managed to get us all a game on Prince of Persia.
Selfie as well, you blagged.
But we have got this press pass,
Yeah.
which basically means we're very important.
Just so for anyone watching or listening, the press pass gets you nothing. I'm not wearing one. The press pass gets you nothing, basically. But Ben seems to have a knack where if you just ask confidently for things, people will just give you free drinks.
I'm a man of the people. Laurie, take your trousers off. Now.
No.
Simple as that. No.
If the camera wasn't rolling, maybe. But
Yeah.
Later.
But no, people are very kind and very generous. We've been very fortunate.
Okay, well, I've played some Mario Wonder. That's about the only thing that I've really sat down and played and enjoyed, and I'm very much looking forward to that. It's going to be out probably by the time that people... Well, no, within a few days of this podcast dropping, Mario Wonder's going to be out.
Yep.
But I don't care. I want to play it anyway, and I'm
Yeah.
very much looking forward to that. Not a VR game, though.
No.
No,
Is your
no.
son going to watch this?
No.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't worry. He would be quite furious that I
Yeah.
played it before he did.
Mm.
But that's not a VR game. But I tell you who has played a VR game.
Ooh, who could it be?
Alex.
Me.
Alex, tell us what you've been playing.
Can I tell you what my highlights have been first? Because I want to.
Well, go on.
My highlight has been Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's very, very good. Very,
That's
very good.
the Yakuza.
It
game,
is,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's
So
not
this is
called
the
that anymore,
follow-up to Yakuza Like a Dragon. And I mean, the highlight was you had to do a side quest where you went on a tram, the tram went around the city, and you had to take pictures of semi-naked men with funny masks.
Ah. Have you ever been to Croydon? Because that's very much what that's like.
No,
In
but
summer, anyway.
sounds like somewhere I'd quite like to go. So, but no, I have played Tin Hearts VR demo.
Okay.
So, which I had some constructive criticism of.
Go on. Spill it.
Give us the bad and the good. Come on.
The good is it's a very polished experience. The puzzles are good. It's a really nice world that you're in. Controls are good, responsive. The bad.
Hold on. So we were watching you, and on the good part, it looked really nice. It looked like a really pretty game. Watching you play that, the graphics look really nice. The kind of lighting, you look like the mechanic. You were really into it.
Yeah.
Which
completely.
when you say, sometimes when you drop into a VR game, it can be like a bit like, oh, what am I doing here? This doesn't make any sense. But you were really straight away into it. Which, considering it was a 15-minute demo that you had. You seem to be very absorbed in it. There was one time you grabbed my crotch, which I had to kind of quickly.
I did mean to ask who I
That was
touched
what?
because I didn't know who
You
I
kept
touched.
Surely you could have guessed. But yeah, it looked and sounded good as well. So you had the sound coming out of the speakers, and it had that sort of magical soundtrack.
And it's a very, very cute game. Like the little soldiers are really, like you almost feel sad if they fall off and break. Like they are. You kind of warm to them fairly quickly. The puzzles feel intuitive. They feel like they'll layer onto themselves and it'll get it. And it is fully remade. So it's not, this was a flat game first and they were supposed to run these in parallel, the flat and the VR game. But they've remade it for VR rather than converted it to VR. And I think you can tell that when you play that. But I think that's where also my frustrations came into it because it doesn't tell you what to do. It very much, and as I spoke to one of the developers or QA, I can't remember what it was, but he kind of he understood that issue because he said in a flat game it works because it stops and it pans away and it kind of explains to you how it works, but they don't want to do that in a VR game because they don't want to take it out of at any point. Yeah. But by doing that, these powers that you get very early on in the early levels, they don't actually explain to you how to use them. So it's like one of them I had to press a trigger or the two triggers and one forwarded time and one rewound time. No idea. It didn't tell me.
I remember he told you that, didn't he?
He told me
he
to
said,
do
oh,
it.
you can actually rewind time.
And then the next thing that you unlocked was actually movement to go and find stuff in the room. Yeah. All you seen was this like silhouette of a man that wasn't walking or anything, he just lifted his foot. It's
a tricky balance with VR though, isn't it? Because it is immersion breaking if you get a pop-up that you have to read and then dismiss and it freezes everything else. So yeah, how to teach someone, how to tutorialize.
It has to tell you it somehow, doesn't it?
Maybe it speaks it to you. Because like Stephen Fry narrates a lot of this stuff. So Stephen Fry's here going like, whoa.
Was he the voice in the game?
Wow. So he's done a lot of, so there's a lot of them like prequel novels and stuff, or not novels, but like little like mini stories that he's been telling and things like that. So there's nothing to say, oh, you have now unlocked the wonder of time, press this and this to...
I imagine getting Stephen Fry back in to record a few lines of audio is pretty quite expensive. So.
Well, he's still recording stuff just now. They're releasing stuff for like just like in the lead up to the VR game. So there must be a way of at least getting something in there. But that was my main criticism of the game, that I couldn't work out what I was supposed to do. I knew what I was supposed to do and I knew how to do the puzzles. I couldn't work out the mechanics of the game. And you should never be in that situation.
No. And we're quite close to release now as well, aren't we?
Well, we've got the demo drops in November 2nd. They're saying holiday this year for the actual release, so it shouldn't.
I wonder, it would be interesting to hear you, if you play the demo, to then get your thoughts on that in a more... in the sort of environment where you can take your time with it a bit more. Because watching you, I was like, God, I'm so glad I'm not the one in that. There was a queue of people waiting to have a go, and Alex is in there with the headset on, and like everyone's watching him on screen and stuff. In a puzzle game as well, you think, oh God, I've really got to solve this quickly because otherwise people are going to think I'm a complete idiot. With the guy timed us out in the end, he had to sort of tap Alex on the shoulder and say, mate, you've got this big queue here. You're going to have to move on because you've not even got past the first bit yet, and you're going to people
That's
waiting.
not true.
It was a bit awkward. It was a bit awkward. There was people kicking off and stuff in the queue.
Well, they're actually but didn't like press jumping in.
Press, do they? So, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see your thoughts playing it in a more kind of at home in the kind of just take all your time you need, and you can kind of listen more easily and stuff. It'd be interesting to see. I think to give the full balanced picture on it.
Yeah, it's hard to get that proper rounded view of it in the situation that we're playing it, because I didn't have earbuds either. The only sound I had was what was coming off the TV.
Yeah.
And I also kept hitting the boundary because I was in an unusual space because I didn't know where I was.
Yeah, because you were in quite a small space, wasn't it? My living room at home is a bigger area, and that sometimes I'm always hitting up against the gaps of it. So I wonder, it's interesting, how VR demos in a space like EGX, because you need a lot of space and a lot of equipment to be able to do it.
Yeah, it's weird because it lends itself much better to previewing it in real life.
Yeah,
like we've often said, it doesn't preview well just watching footage of a VR game. So it's great that some exhibitors are here showing off VR games, but then you lose that immersion that is so crucial to the VR experience at the same time. So it's like
doesn't seem to be a perfect formula.
You want to be in a room like this. I'm forgetting the crowd, obviously, that are watching us. But thanks again, guys.
Sure.
But a room like this and previewing it with all the space in the world, peace and quiet, no one sort of watching over you. That's kind of what you need. So, if I was running it, I'd book out 10 of these rooms, put a VR headset and a PS5 in each. And
I'm sure that's a very cost-effective way of doing it as well.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. So as well as Tin Hearts, we've also got C-Smash VRS here as well. And a friend of the show, Jorg, you bumped into earlier, and you chatted to him as well. And I was watching him setting people up on his demo station. And that to me seemed like a much more perfect game, because everyone has played squash or tennis at least, or table tennis at the very least. So everyone's held a racket in their hands, and that is very much a game that you don't need anyone to explain to you how to play that game. You watch straight away. And watching you, Alex, where you were like, "Oh, how do I do this? Oh, I can move now, can I? Oh, I can do this." And the guy was like, "Oh, you can't move that object, but you can turn it around."
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not obvious, is it? Whereas if you put a racket in someone's hand and the controller, it's like, okay, I get this straight away. And people were queuing up for play C-Smash. It was great to see. So a lot of people would have played PSVR2 for the first time today on C-Smash. They would have had to put up with York telling them what to do. I was like, probably rating them for not being good enough.
Let me show you. To be fair, watching him before we spoke to him, we were just sort of watching. He was like a proud dad.
He was. I'm joking.
So nice seeing him just.
I saw he was with a child on it, and they came off it, and he was like, "You did so good. You did so well." Yeah, and it was
actually really nice to see. So, and great to see that game. Obviously, we've spoken about the updates and the difference it's made. So great to see it here. Massive queues. Feedback seems to be really good about that one. So it goes from strength to strength, which is cool.
But in terms of VR, that's pretty much it, wasn't it? It was. I think there was some Pico VR.
Yeah, there's a Pico station which we didn't queue for.
For PlayStation VR2, what we're all about. It was Tin Hearts and C-Smash. Obviously, everyone's had to go on C-Smash. I should be listening to this now. So Tin Hearts was the draw there. So it's a shame we couldn't see more, but I guess it just speaks to what the niche is and what people.
Well, the money that people want to put behind it as well. It's in a way, I feel like there was more VR last year.
I agree. I definitely felt there was much more VR last year, even in the indie space. There's, other than those two games, there's literally. And the Pico, like the specific Pico section that's shown a few games, there's nothing, like absolutely nothing, which was quite disappointing. Given there's a VR showcase being like shown like later tonight.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Actually,
I'm a little bit surprised that Alex hasn't been down here booking out a room and just with Masternoids, just showing that off in your unofficial capacity. Because that again is another game where you can just pick up a controller and be like, I get this straight away. So
I should have spoken to Nikos and the guys and said that. I'll present this EGX for you.
Yeah, well, maybe next year. Next year.
Possibly.
So speaking of VR and first impressions, Alex, whilst we've got you, let's hear about Quest 3, which you've been playing this week.
Yes,
I have. So I picked up my Quest 3, and I know you guys are like, oh, I'll buy anything, but I will stand by when we spoke about this initially at the time when it was announced. I did say. There was a chance I would buy this because PSVR2 is interested to me.
That was never in doubt.
Yeah. But I'm very impressed. I haven't played a lot of games yet. I haven't had a lot of time with it. This is pure first impressions and pure like setup and initial, mainly mixed reality impressions because that's the reason I bought it. I wasn't buying this to play the same games I can play on VR2. I can do that fine. It was more the other experiences that I can't do. And I sent you guys a video of my first a mixed reality experience, and it was First Encounters. It comes as basically a mixed reality demo. Oh my god, it was incredible. Like the clarity of that pass through in the full colour, it just makes such a difference. It just takes that whole like isolation away. But then when things start banging on your windows, and then they're coming through the walls, and they're coming through the ceilings, and you're just trying to shoot them, and then you can. And I think the other thing that really I appreciated just straight away is the freedom of not having a cable attached.
Right.
Like you're just like, I could go anywhere here. Like I can just go and I can hit this boundary button and I can go do what I want. And the pass through is that good that you could literally go and explore your whole house type thing if the game was set up to do it. One thing I will say though is it's nowhere near as comfortable as the PSVR2.
Really?
No. I can't, and I think a lot of people say that main
I see
strap.
a lot of people
that
saying,
comes with it.
upgrade the strap too.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to upgrade the strap, but I'll get there.
For sure.
Yeah. Because it's not comfortable. Like there's no, I can't get it in a position. And I don't know if this is to do with the strap or me just learning the headset. But I couldn't not have a gap under my eyes. Like I couldn't.
There was always light filtering.
There was always light coming in. But because if you're playing in mixed reality, it didn't really matter because you wanted to feel like you were in the room anyway. But like some of the other experiences in that are incredible. Like so, Ben, you've seen the one with the piano.
Yeah.
And so I've got that, and I tried it because you can basically you can use it and you can map it to like a real keyboard or a real piano, and the notes come towards you and you start playing them.
Yeah.
Or you can just like map it to a table and it becomes a piano. So it comes to it, and you're. And I played Synth Riders in mixed reality, and that's like just it's Synth Riders, and it's really good. It's even all the lights start like pulsing through your room and stuff, and it's like you're just like this is just cool. Like it is so. Whether that novelty will wear off, I don't know. Whether the game's come, there's this little. It's almost like a demo. It's called. It's like track something. I'm sorry, turbo track something. I can't remember what it's called. And I'll check. But it's like a little car game, which is just in mixed reality in your room, and you go through these little portals, and you just need to drive it. Like it's good. Like, and then the non-gaming stuff, like is what PSVR2 misses.
Yeah.
So like I sat and watched Premier League highlights on the headset.
Yeah.
And you're just like in this big room, and it's all, and you're like,
and you can still see your room
so
behind it as well.
Well, not in that. So there's no mixed reality. Some of them, I think, all that mixed reality stuff for those kind of things will come. Some of them are nearly there. Some of them, but
have you watched any films and things like that?
Not yet, but I will, because the clarity of it all is very good. So I wouldn't say like from an actual now like the resolution and that there that you would really see much of a difference. Obviously, one's OLED and one's LCD and different light, and there's a lot of contrast to like the two headsets. But for me, I'm like. No, that's probably. I haven't tried a Quest 2, so I don't know the difference between the 2 and the 3. But for me, looking at the graphics I'm seeing on the VR2 to the graphics I was seeing on the Quest 3, I'm not noticing a difference. I think when you get to probably more taxing games and you're running that hardware, then that's going to be a different story.
Yeah, it feels like mixed reality is the differentiator.
Yeah,
for me, those are the things that I'm seeing going, ooh, actually.
That looks cool.
That would be cool. Like talking to Reese earlier, Games of Tea. Shout out to Games of Tea, patron.
What about?
And he was saying like he's managed to kind of sell, apologies if I get you in trouble here, Reese. He's managed to sell his missus on the idea of getting one because like he'll be able to cook whilst watching a movie but in theory you could have the recipe up. Yeah. You know, and be able to go
scary, isn't it?
skip to the next. Like that's like almost like that futuristic dream of how we can interact with media.
Which is probably something
dystopian nightmare.
It's probably what I didn't touch on though is hand tracking.
Yeah.
So like I was typing messages like with my fingers. Like
that's
it's and
you can see your mobile phone as well wearing the headset.
I couldn't properly, and I don't know if that's just a setting or something.
As soon as people say that they can read their phone
I could see it, but I couldn't read it. But then I've got WhatsApp and the headset now, so it's like it's all.
What's that in the headset?
It's like, well, it's Facebook, so it's all there. So
put Twitter in Rory's headset, and he'll never leave.
Yeah.
But it's like now things like I want to try. Like someone sent me a video, like I can play my Steam Deck in the headset.
Yeah.
And
what Game Pass as well?
Game Pass is coming.
Just
I'm assuming if I can play my Steam Deck in the headset, I can now remote play to my console.
But it wouldn't be in VR though, will it? It would just be in.
No, it's just it's
like
virtual screen
because it's mixed reality. You're not just how like cinema mode is in PSVR2.
Just a black
Imagine
screen,
that, but with you can still see your room beyond
It's just
the
giving
screen.
you a huge screen. And I really liked the little speakers that built in. I didn't appreciate how they did the speakers. So the speakers sit over the top of your ears. So it's not a headphone. It's just like a little 3D audio line under the.
And can you? Right, so if you're watching, probably getting into the weeds a bit, but if you're watching a screen, let's say you're playing a Game Pass game on a flat screen, can you anchor that screen to
You can move it
the
about,
real
you can
world?
change the size
Because
and stuff like that.
like I almost don't want it to move about when I turn my head.
I
Like,
don't know if you
that's
can-
the TV there, and if I want to look somewhere else, I want the TV to stay there.
I think it does do that. So see, basically, when I was watching,
Hey, when your wife comes into the room, so what are you doing? Take that fucking headset off.
So,
No, it's alright.
game.
It's alright.
but when I watched the stuff on Sky, it was basically sat that you were in like a room sitting like this, and
Yeah.
the screen was there, and there was like windows over here and tables over there, like it was there. And if you turned around, the screen wasn't coming with you. So it was like, same with YouTube. You could make the screen smaller or bigger, move it about to where you wanted it to be, but that was just, you can make it curved or flat as well, which I quite liked. Obviously this stuff's all new to me, like this is PSVR2 was my first headset, so going in and doing all this is completely new to me. I did find it a bit, the UI was almost a bit overwhelming because we just turn the game on. Whereas it's a bit like where are my apps, where are my games, like what am I doing here to actually start to navigate it all? And I think that'll be really intuitive to a lot of people, but to me I'm a bit like, oh, there's so much here, and that is like Minority Report type thing. This big screen comes up in front of you, you're in there with your hands, you're scrolling it along.
And I've seen people say that with the Quest, you're not getting the foveated rendering, the eye tracking.
no eye
you can't do
tracking,
that.
yeah.
It doesn't have got haptics and stuff. So there's some areas where it's not up there, and I think is the resolution as high as the.
I don't know if it is as high, but I don't think it's
It doesn't have
far
OLEDs.
off.
Doesn't have OLED screens.
No, it's LCD. Yeah.
So there's areas where it's not, but obviously it's kind of a mobile platform essentially. It's all on board. So there's areas it's not up there with the PS VR2, but there's other areas where it's kind of leapfrogged it, and it's shown now where the next PlayStation VR, if we do get a PSVR3,
we have all
we'll
of that.
have
isn't it?
all of that built into it as well, plus all the things that it
But
can do.
you also hope on that same point though is you've now got a headset that's more on a par with the VR2, and I think it's not quite, when you've got the power of the PS5 in there to power the PSVR2 and some of the tech in the headset, like the HND stuff and haptics, and then it's not there, but even if you're porting or you're making these games for these two things, because you've now got a more capable headset on the other side as well, you should hopefully start to see better
More
quality
parity.
games for both and more parity.
Yeah, I hope so. If it levels the playing field and everyone can make games for a more common platform, so that's only going to be a good thing for sure.
Laurie, you are unquestionably the most sensible. Someone say square out of the three of us. What? I'm assuming you've got no interest in getting one of these.
I would like one, but I'm not going to buy one.
No.
If someone gave me one, I'd be sure. For me, it's the non-gaming applications to it that really excite me, and that's for me. I've never. It's always baffled me why Sony can't leverage the fact they've got Sony Movies and they've got Sony Music. Why they can't have all these kind of wider multimedia apps that I can just put on the headset, PSVR2, and go to a gig that is signed to Sony Music, or go to behind the backstage on the film that they're making.
Yeah.
Show us some stuff there. Just have some VR cameras in these settings that we can get these experiences on it. And they don't really do any of that. It's just all about the games. And the fact that Meta, you can do all this other stuff that Alex has been talking about, that is really appealing to me. It's those other stuff. Being able to watch sports or events and things in VR, to me, seems like a massive way to expand the audience for VR. People can go to events, whether it's sports or music or whatever it is. And so it's a shame that Sony are just focusing on the games. I mean, they're not really focusing on the games at all, are they? They're just letting the development partners focus on the games. So yeah, that side of things really does appeal to me. But I'm not going to spend £400 or £500 to get one.
$479 for the 1 to 8 gig.
Yeah, so it's £500 basically to get one, and some of you have a strap and get a bigger storage and things and storage case and stuff. I'm pleased that they're iterating, they're pushing forward, and that they're advancing, and that's going to hopefully spur Sony on to try harder with their platform. But yeah, it's not. That's what I can see myself buying.
No. I'm tempted.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well, if you do both got one, I really would have to get one. See if that's
The peer pressure. No, it's as a nerd, it is appealing.
Yeah.
But
I definitely can see that. I can see that, and I would like to have one.
Yeah.
I thought there would be some here to try. I'm not gonna
Another
lie.
weird omission to not have it here at all,
Yeah,
given that it's
I
just come
found
out.
that quite strange.
Yeah, but no, I'm looking forward to trying it. I was hoping you'd bring yours, Alex.
I had planned to, and I probably should have now because I brought like nothing else. So
It's got an empty
I was
suitcase.
more worried about it getting damaged than anything else.
Fair enough. We'll let
Full
you
of haggis. Well, enough Quest, enough EGX. If people would like to support this podcast for some reason, they can do so. They can follow us on Twitter at CrossButtonVR. Leave us a review on podcast services as well. Please do that. And if you would really like to support us, go on to patreon.com/thecrossplayers. £2 a month, you can support us there, become a patron, and join our WhatsApp group as well.
£15 a month.
£15 a month.
Get one of these t-shirts.
Hey,
Either of these.
Look
You
at
see
that.
right here.
£15 a month.
Yep. On your
T-shirt
first month,
choice.
get one of them. So there you go.
Yeah, so please do. We love it. We've been seeing Games with Tea here this week.
Yep.
Here at EGX. He was a patron, joined up, loved it. Loved to see. And hopefully we'll have him on the show in the next few weeks as well.
That'd be nice.
Good. Well, let's round off the show this week. Just talk about what we've been playing. And you, let's what do you reckon? Should we let Ben lead this one? Because for once, Ben has not only played a game, he's finished a game on PSVR2. Have you platinumed him yet?
No, I haven't.
You haven't platinumed it, okay,
No,
but you're
no.
probably going to.
I'm tempted to because I like it that much.
That says it all.
Yeah, what have you been playing? What have you been playing?
I have been playing Ghost Signal,
Okay.
which is it's another one from what they call fast travel games.
Yes.
Obviously, we had Eric on last week.
Yep.
And this is another one they're publishing, and I honestly didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
All that that sold me on it was Alex going, "Oh, it reminds me a bit of Slay the Spire." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Great impression.
Yeah,
there, Ben.
and yeah, I get that. So it's a roguelike space shooter, but not in the way you would expect a space shooter to work. So it's not kind of like frantic bullet hell. It's more you plot out your trajectory over 2 or 3 waypoints, and then hit go, and then your little spaceship.
It's third
travels.
person, so that's going to keep.
Yeah,
key
yeah.
to know. It's you're not in the cockpit of a spaceship.
No, and you're sort of pointing at enemy craft and shooting them down using 3 separate weapons that you can choose from. You're picking up power-ups at the end of sections, or when you hit a particular, as Alex said, the map is like Slay the Spire. So if you go to a certain kind of area, you can, it might be a merchant where you can buy upgrades and things like that. So it's got all those lovely, like roguelike sort of ways of doing synergies with making yourself more powerful. And,
Synergy, like that.
Yeah. And I love it. I couldn't believe it. And the production values of it are sort of through the roof. Everything about it was like a huge surprise. I've never played anything like it at all. No. So much so that I just, I got the urge to go back to it. And I've said to you guys, I almost have to set out times to play VR games when I've got a bit of energy. So after work in the evenings just doesn't work for me. But I'm like, I'm looking forward to tomorrow lunchtime when I've got an hour to myself and can just dedicate it to this game.
And how long do you think it took you to finish a run? Because it's a roguelike, so how long did it take you to do a complete run?
I don't know, hour and a half maybe.
Okay, so
to do a complete run.
So how many runs did you have before that point?
So,
I should say?
Good question. So let's wheel it back right to the start. First thing it does is say, this is a seated experience. Mm-hmm. Relax. You can do everything just by pointing in this game. And that to me was like brilliant.
So on our grumpy old man scale,
yeah,
top
perfect.
marks.
It already set me at ease, so that was good. First few runs that I did was like, I'm really enjoying this, but this is too hard. I can't imagine ever finishing a run on this. So then I've obviously gone into the settings.
Drop that motherfucker down.
Take everything down, way down. And Yeah, and it's got different, you can adjust different things like the damage you take, the damage enemies deal, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And
Love that.
and that made it so much more fun. And it still had a bit of challenge, still had a bit of bite to it. So I wasn't just, aimlessly just killing everything without thinking about it. Still had to give it a lot of thought. And made it sort of perfect for what I want from a VR experience. I don't want too much pushback. I don't want to have to go, this is, sort of banging my head against the wall. For that, really good, really strong.
Yeah.
What about you guys? You both played a little bit of it, haven't you?
I have not.
No? Alex, you.
I have. So I completely agree with what you're saying, Ben. It's almost really refreshing. It's another VR experience that's come along, and it's just been a little bit different. And it works, and it plays incredibly well. It's very polished. It looks really nice. It sounds really nice. The settings are really nice. It's almost like, it's not a diorama. Diorama is not the right word, but it's almost like a little model space. Is that kind of how you would put it? In these little ships, and you're almost like this little model shape spaceship that you're going about. And then you can also like scan the planet. So you scan the planets because they have, like, some of them contain like some of the currency. Or
there's like asteroids floating about in the foreground.
Asteroids, and you've got a little scanner that will tell you which ones that you want to like use your blasters against to get the currency out of, or the valuables out of to sell. And then some of you get different types of enemies. It's some that will come towards you, some that will fire missiles at you, and then just working out the tactics of it to go. And I think it's really satisfying when those big fuckers are coming towards you, and then you just get out of the way at the last minute with your boost. And that's just fun. I think this is one of those games where, and it's as we were saying, it's so hard to explain the experience of a VR game, but it has a demo. The demo did have some issues at launch. Have resolved all those issues now. There are some workarounds. I think if some people are still not doing. I think if you check out Fast Travel's Twitter, they're telling you how to clear some of the licenses or something if you're still having problems. But everyone should be okay now. But try this game. I would say, like, there's no excuse because there's a demo there, and I think if you're open-minded enough to it, you will enjoy. Even if you don't particularly like roguelike games, which I tend not to.
You not like a roguelike?
It's quite common.
But there's something there. It's something that's just to get that little special sauce. There's a little bit of magic in it.
That's the thing. It's got that, what you were saying about the scanner. It just feels fun to play, and I think that tactile feel to it is so important, particularly in VR. There's an option, talking about the dropping all the settings down, there is an option to automatically pick up everything that drops. So all the currency and things that come out of those asteroids or what the enemies drop. But I quite liked doing the scan and doing it manually to drag everything to you. And it's just that little thing. It's like, it's part of the experience. And it just nails it on every front. So big fan of this one.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to giving it a go. I tried to play it. I did do a bit of the tutorial, and then I realised that my PSVR2 was quite broken. And I won't go into details on that now, or maybe I'll save that for next week. But yeah, I managed to get it working again through some convolute proof. It's still got a few issues, but I have not gone back to play Go Signal yet. But it seems to be working a bit better now, so I'll try and hopefully get back into that. But what I did manage to play was Propagation Paradise Hotel.
Ooh. Very brave.
We've got our big boy pants on. We're going to play skate games.
Well, yeah, you told me on no uncertain terms I had to give this one a go, so I did. It's kind of like, it started off. It made me feel, and this is, I shouldn't compare this to something else, but it made me feel like, if there was a Last of Us VR game, it could be a lot like this. It felt like that, where you were. So this game starts off. You are in a hotel. Paradise Hotel, and you are locked in the kitchens. You're barricaded yourself in the kitchens with this other guy. You've been there for like the last week, and you're like, right, we're running out of food now. We're gonna have to get out. We're gonna have to try and escape from this hotel. So that's, it just kind of drops you in the middle of this setting, and then you have basically you're tasked with going through the hotel, trying to get out where there's someone gonna save you. I don't want to say too much because it's kind of spoilery. You're just trying to get out of the hotel, so you're making your way through all the floors of the hotel. A bit like Luigi's Mansion 3 in that respect. That's where the similarities are, I suppose. But it's cool because, like, obviously you're in the hotel. You know what a hotel's like, so you kind of intuitively can find your way around it. It's not like in red mat or something, you're in a space station, you have to sort of work your way around it. You kind of understand, okay, I'm in this room. If I come out, okay, there's a reception. I can see upstairs going to be behind the reception. There's going to be some staff rooms. Upstairs is going to be the guest rooms, and those guest rooms aren't going to lead on to other rooms. They're just all going to be self-contained rooms. So you kind of understand the geography, the layout of the hotel and the levels, which is cool. And the thing I loved about it most that really struck me as the kind of epiphany of playing a horror game in VR is when you go into a hotel room or you come out of it into the corridor. You know, you're like a hotel, you've got a long corridor. So you open the door and you can sort of peer out, and you move your body and you peer out and just sneak around in a way that you could not ever do that in non-VR. You can't kind of awkwardly maneuver the camera. But in a VR game, because I'm so terrified of it, I'm then just like peeking around the corner. Okay, no one's there. And they're there as well. And then on the thing, it tells you that the zombies are attracted to, if you fire your gun, if you run, they can hear that. Right. Also, if the door slams. So I'm like, okay, if the door slams, every single door I'm opening, and then I'm going through it, and I'm closing it so gently behind me, so it doesn't make any sound. Because I'm like, don't make sound. I haven't pushed the limit. I don't know how much sound I can get away with, but I'm like tiptoeing through the whole thing. Like, do not make a sound because I can't be dealing with these zombies. And so it's really, it's good. It's fun. I like it. It's the zombies are quite. I'm playing on easy, obviously.
Of course. Yeah,
that's how we roll. And so the zombies, if you play on easy, it's more generous with the ammo. Yeah. The zombies go down more easily, so you can be a bit more kind of go kind of hell for leather shooting at them and stuff. You don't have to worry too much about conserving your ammo. You have to find batteries to put in a little torch that you wear on your backpack kind of thing, a bit like Joel in The Last of Us, who's got their little flashlights on in there.
That strikes me as being quite stress-inducing.
Very stress-inducing.
Right.
Yeah. The whole thing, and you can wear it on you, so whatever you're looking at gets the shot, or you can just pick it up. And it's a great kind of VR mechanic. All these things you need are all just strapped to your body, so you can just pick up the torch, and you can shine it around the room and stuff. So you're like looking for things in the corners and stuff. I need to get a passcode, a passcard,
right? To
swipe on the door system. Again, it's a hotel with this level 1 security, level 2 security.
Yeah, of course.
Because of course it's a video game.
Yeah.
So okay, I need to find the level 1 key card so I can open the lifts. So you're there with the torchlight and stuff. You shine it around this pitch black room, and then obviously you shine it on the zombie, and then it instantly comes to life.
Amazing.
And jumps at you. So it's like
Have you run out of battery yet at any point?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because that would be my worst fear.
No, it's been quite generous. On easy, it is quite generous with the batteries. I've got like 5 in my little bum bag. My little fanny pack thing.
Nice.
Nice. Fanny pack for American listeners, viewers. Bum bag for
fanny pack is something very different.
For the UK. Yeah. So you have a little bum bag, and so you're making your way through the hotel. And there's the things I like. It does things very well. Like you're in reception, and you can see there's these kind of flyers and these a note that's been left. There's notes everywhere because it's video games. There's notes everywhere that explains things. And apparently there's this kind of 2 massive wrestlers that are staying in the hotel. Which you learn this right at the beginning. Jesus. So I don't know, but I'm guessing it's like, okay, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be 2 massive wrestler zombies that I'm going to have to battle at some point. I don't know, it's just a guess, but it seems like that. It does. It's good. It looks really nice as well. And obviously the hotel, the interior of a hotel is not the most kind of graphically demanding of settings. In the dark as well, but it means that they do it really, really well, and it's almost like bits of it that are photorealistic. The lighting is really nice. It looks really nice. The kind of hallways and the kind of textures for like the upholstery and stuff, it all looks really realistic. And in the kitchen as well, you can pick up and interact with things, and you can pick up it's very convincing simulation. So as I understand from reviews of it, it's about 3 or 4 hours long. Played about an hour of it so far. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I like that it's quite a short thing. I like the idea that I can play it, and I can. It's not going to be like, oh god, I'm not going to have to endure too much of this stress.
That's the thing, like
short.
Yeah, that appeals to me more. The fact that it's that short, you feel like, I could do 4 sessions of an hour at a time, maybe, or 8 sessions of half an hour, maybe. But yeah, just piecemeal your way through it. That's good to know. Yeah, so I really like it, and it is scary. It's quite stressful. What I will say is that there's safe points as you go through it, and then there was a bit that I died entirely by my fault because I'd forgotten the fact that you have to press a button to release the clip from the guns. I'm trying to reload, so I'm trying to put a new clip in. I've got to press the button to release the old clip. Entirely my fault. I'm just an idiot. But I died because of that, and it sent me back quite far. I was like, oh fuck, so that's quite annoying. So I'm gonna have to replay. Probably only about 20 minutes or so, but that's a shame though.
But yeah, this doesn't have that autosave mechanic. You have to It does also save very key parts,
Right.
or otherwise it's like you can just go to a hotel ledger and save whenever you like. But that was my only like pushback with it. It was I died. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to redo this bit again.
So can you manual save at any point?
No, you have to go to the
Right,
ledger,
okay.
and the ledgers are quite. There's quite a lot of them. They're quite
Okay.
generously placed, but if you're sneaking through and you do a whole section of the floor away from the ledger and stuff, and you don't get around to saving it, and then you die.
Yeah.
You have to do that bit again. But saying that, the second time when I didn't just want to jump straight back in and do it all again, but I will do it again.
That's good.
This week.
That's good.
And I know now. Okay, I know where the zombies are, so I don't need to be
Yeah.
patient so much. I can go through some certain sections of it. You're solving puzzles as well. You're finding your way through the hotel. There's bits. It's very much like there's sections of The Last of Us that are set in a hotel.
Right.
The Last of Us, or you play The Last of Us.
Spoilers.
The Last of Us is set in a hotel. Spoilers. And you go through the hotel rooms. You're looking in drawers. And
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. It's exactly like there'd be like a dead corpse on the bed. You're opening the drawer. And there'd be like ammunition inexplicably. I don't know why there's ammunition in a hotel room, but there is. In the bedside table, there's some ammunition. And so because of like The Last of Us, it's like, I know I've been taught what to expect in this sort of situation. The Last of Us has taught me well. I can look in this drawer and like, yep, there we go. I'll go into the bathroom and there's some other health things in the bathroom cabinet as well. It's exactly like that. That's what I mean. It just feels like The Last of Us kind of spin-off set in a hotel.
Well, that's cool. If Sony aren't going to make it themselves, so
So,
why
yeah,
not?
so I like that. Yeah, I'm going to keep playing it. I want to see it to the end. Yeah. That's
Well,
my
he's
suggestion.
laid down the gauntlet. I think we need to play it now.
Yeah. Sounds like one of them have done a good job with this one as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. So anything else, guys, we've been playing this week?
Just a little bit. Obviously, you guys spoke about Angry Birds. Played a little bit of that. Very silly, good fun. And a little bit of Gazzlers as well, which probably falls under the same category. Just very silly fun. Again, another roguelike, but completely different, obviously. But yeah, need to play more of that, but very much enjoyed it as well. So pretty positive this week.
Yeah, that has been. It's been a good week. Slightly more to come.
Yeah. So our recommendations this week then are Propagation, Paradise Hotel, and Go Signal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I think we'll leave it there then. So thanks everyone for listening. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do tell your family and your friends. Your mum especially would appreciate a phone call just to let her know about this episode. She would love it. And if you do want to get more involved with our group of friends, just jump into the Discord. Lots of people have done so already, and it's great to have people on board. Great to have them jumping into the chat and becoming patrons as well. So yeah, thank you everyone that does so, and thank you for all our patrons as well for supporting us. I've been your host, Laurie. These two have been Ben.
Hello.
And Alex. And we've had a great time, haven't we, guys?
Yeah.
And we will see you again next time.
Recording.
You ready, Ben?
I think so.
Hello and good day to you, my beautiful friends. I do hope you are well. Welcome to episode 34 of Cross Button VR.
I'm just going to stop you there. Probably knew this already. See the white camera on the top? Like that one.
Yep.
That's the camera.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, thanks.
Just in case.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, we're going to keep rolling now. That's all going to be part of the show.
No. Start again.
Show
No. Start again.
Hello. No, stop drinking your water. What are you doing? You got me drinking that water at the start of the show.
I didn't want to gulp while you were talking.
Oh, well.
All right.
Be rude.
Professional.